And it's super exciting because you're releasing your new EP next month and you've been dropping
Yeah,
like songs already. Like, how excited are
yeah.
you for it?
I know, I'm so excited. I know one of the songs, one of the leading singles from the EP is coming out this week, which is super, super exciting. But yeah, man, I've been holding on to these songs for a minute. I'm so happy for them to come out into the world. I just wanna, yeah, just get them out there, man.
So exciting. And how long have you been working on the EP for?
Man, I mean, funny enough, the first song, the song that started it all off, I actually made probably 2 years ago. So it's the oldest one, and it really birthed the whole project. So it's the first song in the whole playlist, or like the track play of the
Yeah,
EP. And it's just this whole idea because the EP is called Mr. Misunderstood.
love that.
And it's literally about that, just how I felt for so long being very misunderstood in the sense that I'm, British-Nigerian. I'm an immigrant in the US. I work in music. That
Yeah.
in of itself is very niche, and then all of my likes and stuff, my whole makeup is alien to a lot of people, and I know a lot of people have felt misunderstood as well. And so, I felt it was important to have like a project that really voices that because a lot of music nowadays it's a lot of heartbreak, man. A lot of
Yeah.
heartbreak,
It is.
a lot of craziness, a lot of partying. But I just felt that I wanted to personally have a very introspective project that kind of just helped me voice a lot of the frustration of trying to be a nice person in a really difficult and dark world. And so yeah, that was the main intention of it. And so it was kind of from that song that happened 2 years ago, kind of sat on it. I'd released my other EP last year. And then after that EP, I was like, oh, that song really could be something bigger. And so it was a year pretty much
Yeah.
of working on it, piecing it all together and finishing it up. But it's been finished for a minute. It was just a matter of like timing it and getting
Yeah.
it all out there. So yeah.
It's so exciting, like with the new single coming out as well. This Friday, There Ain't Nobody. I love that song. That's my favorite from
Oh wow.
the EP. I've listened to all the songs, they're all amazing, but that one would be my favorite. And
Oh,
it is
thank you.
and it is so cool as well because you do bring your emotion into it. And obviously so many songs are about heartbreak, like going out clubbing, and it's cool that your music is different to that and like you really feel the emotion and they're fun songs as well to listen to.
Yeah. Yeah. I wanted to make sure it wasn't just a depressive episode for people, to really be able to like, for me, it's like a thing of wanting to equip people with being able to be hopeful, like knowing that you can be better at the end of the day. Like that's the whole purpose of the EP is like you can feel these things and you should feel them for what they are, but to stay there
Yeah.
is the danger. And there's a lot of content media out there that's so negative and it doesn't allow for especially young people to really put their hope in something. So people are just so lost and trying to figure it out. So I hope that this EP can be a kind of home for people who feel very misunderstood right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that and hopeful as well. Like when you listen to a song and you have that hope and like you're going through that experience, like it's kind of a relief as well listening to it. 'Cause you're like, oh my God, this person's going through what I'm going through. And it's so
Right.
powerful.
Right, exactly. Because yeah, I think we've all had those moments where we're like, "Oh, I'm so alone. No one understands me.
Yeah.
Everything sucks." But like, every person I've ever talked to has felt that at some point in life, and I feel like that in of itself is an indicator we're not that different. It may be that we have different circumstances, maybe different reasons, but the feeling is mutual. And so, if we share each other's stories and we can come alongside each other and really like practice empathy, um it can really, it can soften people's hearts and you'll feel less lonely, even if it's not your exact situation. I really believe that.
Exactly. So it doesn't like matter what you're going through when you listen to a song, you have your own experiences that you think of when you're listening to it. And that's cool because
Yeah.
obviously what, you're going through, someone else is going through. The fact that one song just brings everyone together,
Yeah.
like
Yeah. I wanted people to be able to step into their own narrative, with all the songs. Yeah.
with the EP coming out next month, like obviously you've worked on this by yourself, like you do write,
Yeah.
produce your own music, which is amazing because you're
You.
doing it all. What's it like for you when you're working in the studio, like on this music by yourself?
I'm like a crazy person because I'm such a weirdo. Like I'll just be in my room like oh yes, I like that snare, and I'll be like, I'm like tweaking out like crazy. But I really enjoy it because I love conceptualizing. I love creating stories. I love creating a narrative that just has a very even beginning, middle, end. So this EP has 6 songs, so there is an even beginning, middle, end in terms of just how I wanted to envision the narrative and the emotion of the whole project and kind of how it leads you and how it went all the way down to how the BPMs were working with each other, the key and everything. Like my brain's crazy when it comes to that stuff. But ultimately, just serving the project, I think that's so much fun for me. And I really enjoy kind of creating a body of work that people get to listen to. So yeah.
It's so cool, and, like, when obviously, because 'cause you're up do it by yourself, like, what are you inspired by first? Do you already have lyrics written down or, like, you start playing around on instruments?
Yeah, I usually start with production because I started out as a producer. I started producing when I was 11 years old.
Yeah.
And so that was just like my whole entry into music. And so that's my like strongest and most comfortable place, I think. Just being able to create sonic spaces and, being able to then complement that with a story, with lyrics, with melodies and all of that. So, it's very different. It's a very different approach doing multiple songs in a project versus like a single,
Yeah.
because I'm definitely thinking about like how can I play with different genres and make sure each song can be its own but also serve the greater picture. So, I feel like it started in so many different ways for each of the songs in the project. Because sometimes I'd have an image in my head. I'm like, okay, I need a song that sounds like that. And then here I can just do whatever I want. And then here, so it was different for everyone, but definitely production is like 80%
That's
of
so
where I start.
cool.
Yeah.
That's so awesome, and for those who don't know as well, how did you get into music? When was that point where you're like, "This is what I wanna do for the rest of my life," where you learn instruments and
Yeah.
everything?
Yeah, yeah. So I mean it definitely the seed was sown when I was 11 years old. And funny enough, I found music through Lego. So
Oh, what? That's so cool. Oh my god, that's
I have
amazing.
I have Lego all over my room, like just everywhere. I'm also a Marvel fan,
That's
if you can't
so
tell.
cool, yeah, the
Um,
movies are awesome.
yeah, yeah. So I was homeschooled for the first few years that me and my family first moved to the States. And during that time, we would have like the academic hours of the day at home, and then we'd have just creative, do whatever. And so I was Legoing like crazy. I had a whole chest of Legos, like it's huge.
Yeah.
I was so convinced I was gonna be like a master builder at Lego HQ, and that was what I was gonna do. But one day when I was 11 years old, I came across my mom's laptop, and I found GarageBand, and I went in there. And for those who don't know what GarageBand is, it's like a production kind of software where you can put loops and stuff in it and just make music. But essentially, I could drag these loops in and piece together music. And I was like, oh, music's like Lego. And then from there, I was just like hooked on music. And so, yeah, I've always had a love for it. And it was when I was about 15, 16, when I was like, okay, yeah, this is real. I'm gonna really work hard on this. And I originally was just gonna go for the producer route, but kept finding my voice and kept finding kind of the story that I wanted to tell and that I could tell it for myself. So
Yeah.
yeah, kind
That's
of
so
how it went.
amazing, and I love, like, obviously Lego is brought into it as well. Because like, I know Zed,
Yeah.
have you seen a picture of Zed, like, in his house or something? He has this Lego thing built in the wall.
Really?
You have to check it out, like,
Yo. Oh my gosh. I gotta go over there one
yeah, it's
day.
so cool. Could just imagine
That'd
you,
be
like,
cool.
building, like, a Lego studio.
Dude,
Go
I
inside.
will literally have it. I'll have Lego everything everywhere in my house. Yeah.
Yeah,
It'll be
it's so cool. And do you remember, like, the first song that you ever wrote?
I do. Yeah. I remember the first one I ever recorded in an actual mic because the first couple years, like when I was 14, 15, like 16, I was recording my songs on my headphones mic, like on the wire.
Yes.
Like I literally was like singing into that because I couldn't afford a mic at that point. And then at school, my school had just put in these new studios where they had like, rinky dinky equipment, but it actually had a mic and everything. And it was a song called Amazing Grace. And it was actually about this girl and just kind of like how enthralled I am in her grace and like
Oh,
that kind of thing. So yeah, that was when I was like 15 years old.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah,
that's so
yeah,
cool. Love that.
yeah.
And I've got a fun rapid round of questions.
Uh-oh. Okay.
How would you describe the EP in 3 words?
Dark, energetic, deep.
Love that. And how do you have your coffee?
I have tea.
Oh, yeah, you're a tea drinker.
I am English breakfast all the way.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that. So so good. And what's a film that you never get tired of watching?
Avatar.
Yeah, so good. And your dream place to visit?
Oh, Bahamas.
Oh, yes, that looks amazing there.
Yeah, never been. Wanna go.
So good. And if your life was a song, what would the title be?
Mr. Misunderstood.
Yeah. And what's something you can't live without?
My water bottle.
Yeah.
I walk everywhere with my water bottle.
Stay
My
hydrated.
my friends make fun of me so much, but I literally like I carry it everywhere. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
where. I'll sometimes accidentally bring it into restaurants, and I feel so bad.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
it's a habit. Yeah.
At least you're drinking water, so.
At least I'm definitely hydrated, so that's good.
And your current TV obsession?
The Boys. I'm just
Oh,
started watching it. It's intense, but I love how real it is. So yeah, The Boys. Really good.
and what do you like to do on your day off?
I've been trying to figure that out.
You're
Cause
like,
like,
we'll make music.
yeah, I'm like music's fun and
Yeah,
work at the same time.
yeah.
So,
That's good though.
definitely Lego. I love
Yeah,
Lego. Drawing, I'm drawing all the time. So
yeah.
I'll choose those two. Yeah.
So good. Yeah, you're amazing at drawing as well because you did all the covers and stuff for
Yeah, the
the
cover art.
EP.
So all the singles that are coming out, I did all the cover art for them. And it was the first time picking up the digital pen.
Ah,
Because yeah, I'd always done it on I'm like my walls are decked and stuff, as you can like see there's some stuff right there. And then always painted and stuff and sketched. But I was like, we're moving into a very digital age and it would be really cool to kind of like practice what that is. So I don't have an iPad, but
yeah.
my 10-year-old sister does.
Love
So I've been using my sister's iPad to
it. Yeah.
practice digital drawing. It's quite funny, but
That's
yeah.
so good though. And if you could tour with 3 artists, who would they be?
Bro, that's why are you asking me that?
The hard-hitting questions.
Okay, I'll do Justin Bieber,
Yeah.
Giveon, and Wizkid.
Yes, they're amazing
Yes,
artists.
yes, amazing, amazing artist.
And what's something you'd like to achieve this time next year?
This time next year, uh, I would love, I'd love to open for somebody. That'd be really, really cool.
Yeah,
Because yeah, the performance route right now is like the next big phase, I think, for me, since
yeah.
things are kind of like shutting down now again, but things are somewhat more open. So being able to perform has been a new venture that I'm able to tackle. So that would be really, really great to open for somebody. Yeah.
Incredible. And like congratulations as well, because you're nominated for International Rookie of the Year, like handpicked by these incredible powerhouse producers like
Dennis Pop Awards. It's like the Swedish Grammys, which is just so insane to me. And yeah, Max Martin has always been
legend.
like he's like just he's an entity. It's really weird. Like, oh my gosh, he's made the soundtrack of like all of our lives.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it'll be so cool. I'm going to Sweden on September 7th
Oh,
to be there. So first time in Sweden.
that's so
But yeah,
cool.
it'll be so cool to meet everybody.